Hello, everybody. I'm back for hopefully my last iReady video of the week. And it is another math video. It is about making 10. So hopefully you've watched the previous lesson about number partners to 10. This one is very similar. It just goes over a couple different concepts, and I have a craft to share with you as well. So just like the other video, if you see me looking off to the side or looking down, I'm looking at my little cheat sheet. I went through the lessons and found out some of the most important things that you will need in order to succeed in your lessons. So anyways, and of course, if I'm looking to the side, I might also be looking at this one who looks like he might be sleeping, sitting up. Oh, nope, he's proven. Oh, there he goes. He's gonna get comfortable. Apparently, my iReady videos are putting that one to sleep, so hopefully they are not putting you to sleep this week. I hope not. I'm trying to stay entertaining and colorful, so who knows, but hopefully I'm keeping you entertained. So this week, boys and girls, it's about making 10. So I am going to show you something that they are asking you first on this iReady lesson. And by the way, I am combining the two lessons into one of these helpful tip videos, Make 10 and Practice Make 10. So both of those lessons correspond to all of these skills I'm going over in this lesson today. So one of the things on the iReady lesson for Make 10 and Practice Make 10 is you will see sometimes a 10 frame, sometimes a picture, and it is going to say you have, let's say you have 5. How many more do you need to make 10? So if it shows you in a 10 frame, that's easy because we know that means just how many more boxes need to be filled. If it's not in a 10 frame, what I would recommend is you can either count up or you can make it in a 10 frame on your own paper. If you see just 5 hearts and they ask you on iReady, how many more do you need to get to 10? You are welcome on your own piece of paper to make 5 hearts in a 10 frame. That way it makes it easier to see. If I had 5, I know that I need to fill up the rest of the boxes to make 10. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. So my answer when they ask me or tell me, you have 5, how many more to get to 10? I know I need 5. So here we go. I'm going to do a little bit of quizzing for you. You have 7. How many more do you need to make 10? So how many more? 3. You need 3 more to make 10. Okay, you have 9. How many more to make 10? How many more? Just 1. Very good. Let's do one more, and then I think that's a pretty easy concept. We'll make it a little harder. You have 4. How many more to make 10? 6. Very good. So now, boys and girls, what if I was to make it a little harder and I said, you have 5. How many more to make 10? Well, like I said, you could make a 10 frame on your own and fill it in and count the empty boxes. Or you could say, I have 5. That means I would need 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need 5 more to get to 10. If you have 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then you need, I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You need 4 more to get to 10. That's kind of an easy way to do it. How about you try on your own? You have 3. How many more to get to 10? You need 7. Very good. That gets you to 10. So that is going to be one of the things that they ask you. They'll be telling you a number and how many more do you need to get to 10. So I also thought of kind of a fun game that families can play in order to practice these skills. And I also, before I forget, want to mention this is something that typically also gets reviewed and practiced in the beginning of kindergarten, as well as, the beginning of first grade, as well as quick math facts. So the faster your students learn these, the better off they're going to be when they are in the upcoming grades. So I wanted to give you some games that are some great ideas for at-home learning. So if you get any sort of coin, like a penny, a quarter, a nickel, anything like that. So you know that one side of the coin is called heads, and the other side of the coin is called tails. That would be a great social studies lesson for you and your families to talk about. Which side is the heads? It's usually the one that you see somebody's head. And the tails is the other one. Usually it has a bird, a building, something unique on the back of it. So there's heads and there's tails. What you can do is take 10 pennies or 10 coins and kind of shuffle them all up and drop them onto a table. Then you can say how many are heads and how many are tails. And what would happen is, say I had 4 that landed on heads. I would say 4 plus 6 landed on tails, and all together I have 10. That would be a great way of practicing your friends of 10, because you know every time it will be one of the friends of 10. So that's a great little game that I thought you might like, and it's something to do in quarantine, and you definitely have those materials. You could do the same thing if you have the little counters that are red on one side, yellow on the other. You could make, if you don't have coins at home, you could cut up a piece of paper and have your child do a smiley face on one side and a heart on the other. And you could shake them all up, make sure you make 10 of them, shake them all up and make them fly through the air, and how many hearts and how many smiley faces. So it's an easy way to practice those friends of 10 so that they are extra speedy. So, and finally, the last thing that I wanted to share with you is just one of the crafts. So last video, and I hope you watched that video, last video I shared with you something that's on Focus called Rainbow to 10, and it is this cute little rainbow that connects all of the friends of 10. So if it's connected on red, 0 and 10, those are friends of 10. 1 and 9, 2 and 8, 3 and 7, 4 and 6, 5 and 5. So all of your friends of 10 are on the rainbow. I shared that with you last time. This time I'm going to share with you a craft, and feel free to either pause the video and go grab a couple pieces of paper, or to just watch, and you can do it on your own if you would like to. So I'll show you one thing. The first thing that is on my Focus page is, I'm going to try and show you just the top, is this, and it has a whole bunch of blank number sentences that all end in 10, because, here's your hint, they're all going to end in 10 because we're doing friends of 10. So what you need to do, so pause the video if you need to go get a piece of paper and a pencil or a crayon, and then you can unpause me when you're ready. So the first step you need to do with a piece of paper, you can use colored, you can use white, you could use lined, is trace your hands. So, can you stop? Thank you. Lovely. So anyways, the first thing you need to do is trace your hands. So I put my hand on the piece of paper, and I just used a crayon to trace around all of my fingers. I'm sure a parent or a family member can help you, especially when you're doing the hand you normally write with. So for me, I write with my right hand, so it's kind of tricky having to put my right hand down and trace with my right hand, but I'm sure somebody can help you. So that is step number 1. If you're following along with me and making your craft now, pause the video so that you can get started with your hands. You need each hand. So make sure you make one of each. So the next step is going to be to take these hands that you just traced and to cut them out. Now, be very careful that you don't cut out any fingers, because that would obviously not make you have 10 fingers if you chopped off a pinky. If you chopped off a pinky, you're only going to have friends of 9, and that's just not nearly as fun. So make sure you don't cut off any fingers, and you want to have 2 handprints. The next step after you cut out the hands is to glue them onto the white paper, which you can either print, or if you don't have a printer, don't want to use your ink, you could very easily just write 10 different number sentences. That's all this is, and they're just blank number sentences, so easy peasy. The trick to the gluing on the hands is you don't want to glue on the fingers. So all you want to do is put glue on the palm of your cutout hands. Don't even put glue on the thumb, because you want to be able to fold down all your fingers just like I can. None of my fingers have been glued on. They are all just floating. So glue it on so that you don't stick on any fingers, and then you can get started with the math. So what you do is, this is very helpful because it's like having your own fingers. So you can say, 10 and 0 equals 10. Or I can put down 1 and I can say 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That equals 10. Or I can put down 2 fingers and say 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 and 8 equals 10. 3 and 7 equals 10. 4 and 6 equals 10. 5 and 5 equals 10. And you can keep going. And then the fingers are kind of just a cute way of helping you figure out all of your friends of 10. Because you know that your 10 fingers are never going to leave you. So if you ever need some extra help, 10 fingers, you can just say 3, 1, 2, 3, and the rest, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 and 7 make 10. So I just thought that was a cute little craft to go along with some quarantine boredom. And I know I've done this in the beginning of the year when I taught first grade with my kiddos before, and they loved it. So I wanted to share that with you, as well as the rainbow to 10, because I figured you might enjoy it. So that is pretty much all I've got, boys and girls, for our Make 10 and Practice Make 10 video. And I know you're going to do a great job. Take your time and focus, focus, focus. That's all I've got for you this week. See you next week. Bye.